A cake for the Queen. Listen.
Harry was a cook. He worked in Grey Walls Castle, where he had to cook all the meals for Queen Alice. The Queen was very unkind, and she often made Harry's job very difficult. Harry and his 2 helpers, John and Carl, worked hard in the castle kitchen every day. But Queen Alice never gave them any money, so their families only ate cold vegetables. They were hungry and unhappy most of the time, and Queen Alice was angry most of the time. Nothing could make her smile. One day, she called Harry and said,
"I hate birthdays, but next Friday I will be 50 years old. So make a birthday cake for me. I want you to put 50 kinds of food in this cake, and it must be the biggest and the best cake I have ever tasted. Do you understand?"
"Yes, I do,"
Harry said, and went back downstairs to the kitchen to tell John and Carl the bad news. John and Carl tried to think of things to put in the cake.
We could put eggs, jam, and lots of butter and milk in it.
John said.
What else can we put in it?
Harry asked.
We can put flour, mangoes, and brown sugar in it too.
Carl said.
OK, that's 7 different things. What else?
Harry asked again.
How about some lemon juice, apples, coffee, carrots, and chocolate?
Said a child who suddenly appeared in the kitchen. Harry didn't know her, but she looked kind and friendly.
Thank you,
he said.
Those are great ideas.
Soon they had 49 different kinds of food on the table. John and Carl began to mix everything together in an enormous bowl, but Harry stopped them.
We've got a problem,
he said.
We've only got 49 things to put in this cake, but the Queen wants 50. We need one more thing.
The girl took a pear from her pocket and said,
Here! This is from my grandmother's special pear tree. It'll make the cake taste really delicious.
Harry took the little pear and added it to all the other food in the bowl.
Thank you very much,
he said.
Now, let's cook this cake.
Harry, John and Carl carried the cake carefully to the old cooker. Then they went outside to work in the vegetable garden. The girl waved goodbye and disappeared into the wood that was next to the castle. An hour later, Harry went back to look at the cake. But when he opened the kitchen door, he couldn't see the table, the cooker, or the stairs that went up to the Queen's dining room. The room was full of cake. He broke a piece off and ate it.
Wow! This cake tastes fantastic!
He laughed.
It's the biggest and the most delicious cake that I've ever made.
The Queen looked out of the top window.
"What's happening down there?"
She called.
"And Where's my birthday cake?
We've made it,
Harry answered.
but it's so enormous, we can't get back into the kitchen.
That means you can't bring me my dinner yet. And I didn't eat enough lunch, so I'm still hungry.
Queen Alice shouted angrily.
Do something quickly!
Harry looked at John and Carl.
We must eat the cake,
He said.
because we can't get back into the kitchen until we do.
The 3 cooks began to eat the cake, and each day the cake got more and more delicious, and each day the 3 cooks got happier and happier. Their wives and children came to eat the cake too, and soon all the people from the village came to help eat the cake. Everyone forgot their problems and started to smile again. The girl watched from the top of a tree in the wood and smiled too. The people from the village were getting happier and happier, but Queen Alice was getting hungrier and hungrier and angrier and angrier. She could only eat dry biscuits, and she could only drink rainwater from the little gold cup that she left outside her window. The cooks, their families, and the people from the village finished eating the cake on the morning of the Queen's birthday. Harry put the last piece on a beautiful silver plate and carried it carefully up the stairs. He didn't feel afraid of the Queen now. He felt happy and brave.
This is the most delicious piece of the cake, and it's for you,
He said kindly. Queen Alice looked at Harry, took the cake, ate it slowly, and smiled at him.
She's never done that before.
Harry thought. The Queen smiled again.
I can taste 49 kinds of food in this cake, but what's the last one? It tastes better than anything else in the world,
She said.
It's a special pear.
Harry answered.
A kind and happy little girl gave it to us to put in your cake.
Yes, I did.
The girl in the wood whispered.
My grandmother's kindness and happiness are in your cake too. They were our present to you and to everyone in the village. Happy birthday, Your Majesty.
G. Listen and write.
Hello, Robert. Let's talk about food. What do you like eating for breakfast?
Eggs. I love eating eggs.
Do you? And who cooks the meals in your house?
My grandma. My grandma's a great cook.
And where do you eat your meals?
We usually eat in the kitchen. Our kitchen's got a big table in it.
Oh, tell me about the food you often eat.
OK. Well, I love chocolate.
Me too.
And I often have pizza for dinner.
Pizza's delicious, isn't it?
Yes. And I usually have jam on my bread.
What kind?
Oh, any kind. I like all kinds of jam.
OK. Thank you, Robert.
J. Listen and draw lines.
Who are all these people in the vegetable garden?
Well, that boy's name is Richard.
Do you mean the boy who's by the fire?
That's right. The one with the big bag of carrots.
Who else is in the garden?
Well, there's Carl. He's one of the cooks, but sometimes he works in the garden.
Oh, he hasn't finished his work yet. He's still got lots of plants to put in the ground.
Yes, but he's already planted about 10 of them. And there's Anna. She works in the castle too.
The woman who's carrying the washing?
Yes. She helps in the kitchen too sometimes. She's got a big fork in her pocket. Look!
Oh, yes!
Michael worked really hard that day. He planted all the beans.
Which one's he?
The man with his arms in the air.
Right. And the dirty hands.
Yes.
Who's that girl? The one with the gloves on?
Do you mean the girl with curly hair?
No, the one with straight hair. She's burning the leaves.
Oh, that's Sarah. And can you see Helen? She lives in the wood near me.
The girl with the puppy?
Not her, no. I mean the woman who's cutting the wood. She's got a scarf on her head.
Oh, yes. I see her. Wow, she's strong.
Yes, she is. I like her a lot.